Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you have stumbled upon me and you don't know what in the world is going on here, I am Love Coach Dasha, and I am here to help women who want to stay and heal and reconcile and recover after infidelity. You've been cheated on, but you're not ready to leave. The typical advice of leave them, girl, kick them to the curb. You don't deserve this. I know, yeah, it's typical, but it doesn't quite fit with what you want for your life. And I am all about that because 15 years ago, I made the same exact decision. My husband was a multiple cheater. It was not just one D-Day, it was multiple, and we were able to get through it. And a lot of the reason that we were able to get through it was because of me, because of the decisions that I made going forward, the healing that I had to do, and the emotional regulation that I got, that it was made us able to actually start having a relationship again. So I want to tell you about it. I want to tell you all about it. So come on in. Glad you're here. Give me likes, give me love if you're here with me live, or if you're here with me on the hashtag replay, let me know. Because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from all the women who are staying, and not just, if he is doing everything right. It was a big thing in the group this past week. If he's not doing the right things, then you shouldn't make that decision. I'm saying bull cocky on that. I'm saying no. You do not have to wait for him to do the right things to make up your mind about what you want to do. Let's leave him out of it for a while. We know he's making bad decisions. Let's not let his decisions mess with ours. Let's not do that. I think you'll be a lot happier. I think things will go a lot better for you if you just decide to make your own decision and stop worrying about it. All right? All right, let me make sure I can see everything. Make sure I got the volume on. All right. Beautiful. Mutes. Lovely. All right. Glad that you are here with me. If you have never, ever done one of these with me, or you haven't done this yet, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and allow StreamYard to be able to see your name so then I can see it on my screen instead of having to switch all around to different angles and different screens just to be able to see everybody. All right? All right. Wonderful. So, first things first, I just want to say this. If you are in my Love After Cheating group, I want you to be very, very aware of these scammers that are in the group. They pop up from time to time. They have pages that have been in use for years and years, and so it looks like they're a real person. They may have stolen them. I don't know exactly how it works. But they're in the group saying things like learning to recognize narcissists and how they deal with their destructive behavior can save you a world of hurt. And they go on and they go on. And oh, my narcissist did this. And my sister, my friend, my cousin, my bestie introduced me to her friend who's an IT guy, and this IT guy can get you all the text messages, they can get you all the call logs, they can get you all the emails. Okay, first of all, can you please not believe that, all right? Second of all, even if you do believe that, that's illegal. Going through somebody's whole phone, if you did have access to that, that would be illegal. You are looking at somebody who is advertising to do something illegal. It's not a good idea to go ahead and give them your information, okay? You will get scammed. You will get stolen from, and you're already in pain. There is no reason that you have to be in more pain because you lost money over trying to do something that's legal in the first place, all right? So please do not listen to these people. Do not fall for it. I am banning that person from the group right this second because that's how it goes. I do not let anybody in here be taken advantage of by these scammers. If I can possibly find it, if I can help you, I most assuredly will. And, okay, all right, that's gone. Okay, all right, so we're going to get down to it here. Oh, okay. Facebook's not moving. All right. Gonna get down to our normal today. We always talk about what you can do yourself, just you, to start to heal, to start to regulate your emotions, to start to feel better, to get to a better place so that you can actually move on and carry on with your relationship. This is distracting you, right? It is distracting you from your real relationship. And so you don't feel connected. You feel like, oh, this is hopeless because you haven't been able to connect with them. But if you start to get control over your own emotions, start to get a little bit more balance and centered, what's going to happen is you're going to be a better partner. You're going to be able to talk to them without the screaming, without the crying, without all of that added in, and you're going to be able to get to that better place with your book. All right. Hey, Shaniqua, I see you, girl. Hello, hello. Glad you're here. I am super shiny. I didn't put any powder on. That's killing me. All right, there we go. All right. I was distracted. Okay. Anyway, let's go on to what we do first and foremost all the time. Every single time I see you, I'm going to remind you to do your deep breathing, okay? If you work with me, if you're like one of my clients one-to-one, I'm sending you out messages. I'm sending you out text messages 5 times a day to say, hey, time to do your deep breathing. It's been a while. It's time to do your deep breathing. That is what I want you to be working on first and foremost. If you've been through a trauma, that is the key number one thing that's going to start to help you to get past that trauma is to do your deep breathing. Because deep breathing is the exact opposite of the breathing that you do when you are traumatized, when you're in fight or flight mode. So if we do the exact opposite of that, we are telling our brains, hey, I'm okay. I am safe. It's all right. There is no need for you to freak out. And then you can calm yourself and center yourself a little bit better. Get good control over those emotions. That's the key number one thing. If you can get control over those emotions, wrestle control away from that little monster in your brain that is screaming for you to take revenge and flip out. If you can take back control from that thing, then you're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to heal. Your relationship is going to start to heal, okay? So first thing is doing our deep breathing. What we do is 4-7-8 breathing, and that is blowing out. Make the noise when you blow out. Make that noise. We're creating the trigger in our brains that says, oh, I heard that sound. That means I'm calming down. You're going to blow out, inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out again like you're blowing out birthday candles for a count of 8. All right. If you don't get it the first time, do it with us a couple of times. You'll have it. Don't worry about it. People who smoke, people have terrible times with their breathing, still are able to do it. Okay. Hey there. How you doing? The promised one is over here on Instagram. Girl, I'm about to say your name wrong. Janice. Didn't say it right that time. I keep wanting to say Janice. I'm saying it right? Hello, it's been a minute. How you doing? I'm glad you're here. Oh, goodness. I am here doing the deep breathing. Come on and do the deep breathing with me, everybody. All right? We're going to do it 3 times together just for the sake of time, but I want you to be doing this 5 times a day as you are going forward. This is going to help you. It's going to bring you that anxiety level from way up here, bring it on down as you're working on it day to day, okay? All right, 4-7-8. We're going to blow out. Inhale through your nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful, lovely. How do you feel when you do your deep breathing? Let me know in the comments. How do you feel? Feel a little bit more calm, more centered? Miss Phenomenal, thank you for joining us here today on Instagram. Appreciate you being here. Oh, you said we have to catch up. Girl, I know it's been some things. Every time we catch back up, you got some things to tell me. I know you do have some things that you got to share. I know every time we talk, it's going to be a story, girl. Lou, I see you over there on Instagram. Hello to everybody that is joining me today. We were talking about getting past this infidelity. We're talking about you still want to stay, you love this boo. We can work this out. We can be in that relationship. We don't have to give up what we want just for the sake of somebody being an idiot. We don't have to do that. All right. Second thing that we're going to do is do our journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? If you're not, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm trying to tell you, you need to sit down with your journal every single day. Sit down first thing in the morning. When you first wake up, when thoughts are fresh on your mind, start off with a little bit of gratitude in there and write about your day. What is going to happen today? What is going to possibly be a trigger today? How will I handle it? What would I do in this particular situation? I think that this is going to be coming up. This anniversary is happening. Whatever it is, write it down first thing in the morning and start to think about how you're going to handle it during the day. Not panicking about it, but making plans. And then before you go to bed, pour all of that stuff that happened to you in the day, everything that you were thinking about, everything that you were going through, pour it out of your brain and into your journal. Your journal is your friend, okay? Pen and paper. Doesn't matter. This is just the prettiest one I got right now. Pen and paper. This one came from the Family Dollar. And it has stickers on the inside of it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Write in your journal. Take pen to paper. There's something about it. Taking that pen and connecting it into your brain and pouring that stuff down on the paper. Let your brain say, oh, okay, she's taking this seriously. All right, so we don't have to keep thinking that same thought over and over and over again. She wrote it down. It's permanent. It's out in the world now. So once you do that, it will help you. And doing it before you go to bed at night is going to help you to sleep a little bit better because you got this stuff out instead of having to dream about it. All right, so I want you to be doing your journaling. Couple things you need to know about your journal. You need to have your date. You need to have your time. You need to have your level of anxiety. 3 things right there. Date and time, that is going to help you to figure out when things happen. Be able to remember things better. Be able to say, oh, shoot, I did have a good week last week. It wasn't all terrible. Things have been going pretty well for me. You will read it in your own writing and know that that little monster in your brain telling you that all is terrible and all is lost is a liar. Okay? You will have it in your book. Even if you are writing down, the bad stuff that happens, you can write down that level of anxiety, and you can tell from the beginning of an entry to the end of an entry, chances are your anxiety level is going to go down. Your anxiety level is 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. You are at peace. All is right with the world. And there is 10. 10 is, I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked because I am at a loss of control because this trauma has gotten so bad that the reaction is totally out of my control now. If you are at a 10, chances are you're not at your journal writing. So don't write 10 if you're sitting down at your journal, okay? It's not quite a 10. It could be a 9. It could be a 9.5, but it's not a 10 yet unless you are just losing it, flipping out, doing the thing. You know how it happens when you flip out and your heart is racing and the thing is coming up your throat and you can't even stop it from coming? That's a loss of control. You're not sitting at your journal then, all right? So be writing in your journal, all right? Then there's a third thing, is to be grateful. I know I mentioned that with your journaling, but if you start off being grateful every morning, it's harder for your brain to go into that negative slide of, oh, I wake up again and I'm still in the world where I got cheated on. Yes, you are. Okay. But you're still in the world where wonderful things happen to you too. You're still in a world where you do have somebody you love so much you are actually willing to think about forgiving them for such a thing. You are in a world where you have your children, your family, your home, your food, your shelter, your water, all of those things. You have all of the things that you need to make it in this world right this second. Be grateful for them. Okay, it's very hard to start off that negative slide if you're consistently talking about the good things that are happening to you. LaQuisha, I see you over there on Instagram. Hey, girl, I'm glad you're with me. Oh, let me come over here. Stephanie, you said journal twice a day, every day since the challenge. Yes, Stephanie, that's what I'm talking about. Do the journaling. It helps. It helps to process the trauma. The same way you want to keep going back to him and talking about it, put it down in your journal. It's better if you do that because now you got records. Your memory sucks when you're on trauma. It's bad, okay? But if you're writing stuff down, you don't have to remember, right? You can go right back to it and find out, hey, I've had pretty good days. Okay, yeah, I had some pretty crappy days, but overall, it hasn't been too bad. I've been moving. I've been doing what I need to do. Angela, glad you're here. Hello, hello. Everybody rolling on in today. Glad to see you. All right, so we did our deep breathing, we did our journaling, we talked about being grateful. Now let's do a little Thirsty Thursday since we are talking about the gratefulness. We got to talk about the good stuff, right? That's why I post Thirsty Thursday in the group. I want you to tell me good stuff. I want you to tell me about happiness that's going on in your life because, again, you have good things to be grateful for. You have awesome things that are happening in your life all the time. Besides this trauma, you have to remember that those good things still exist and dwell in that in order to help yourself heal. If you just focus on, oh, this one terrible thing has happened to me and I'm just a victim and I'm just going to be miserable, you are totally discounting all the other things that are going on in your life. And that's not healthy. That's not healthy. You need to remember that other things are happening and they're sure enough to be exciting, good things that are happening in your life besides this one thing. So, what do we have for Thirsty Thursday? I thought somebody posted Jessica. Jessica, she said, working out, getting them in for my health, and just a great way to feel better about myself. Excellent job, Jessica. That self-care, girl. That self-care. It's super important. You got to be working on it. You got to be doing things for yourself. So it's an excellent thing. This super Thirsty Thursday that you have been able to fit your workout in, even though all this stuff has been going on around you, even though the chaos is swirling, you still scheduled it out and took that time for yourself, and now you feel better. It's a simple thing to feel better. It really is. If you are constantly looking for a way to feel better, you can find a way to feel better, all right? So I'm glad that that's helping you to feel better, Jessica. Great job. All right, that's the only comment that I got for Thirsty Thursday, but you know I love to hear the good news. So if you are here with me now or you're on the replay, let me know what good stuff is happening with you. I will cheer, I will celebrate, I will put up emojis, I will do the whole thing because I want to hear good stuff from you, okay? I want you to remember that this is not all bad. All right. And then the very last thing, this is one that you can do with him. Everything else was okay, working on it on your own, but this is one that you can do with him. You know how you keep on wanting to ask all those questions? Stop that. All right. I know you want to ask the questions. I know your brain is screaming at you, telling you must answer all the questions or else you will not be able to heal. You'll never understand this. And it's just impossible to move forward unless you have all these answers. I am telling you that is a lie. You do not need all these details that you are asking for. You do not need to know, oh, did you ever think that you loved her? What positions were you having sex in? Where did you spend your time? You don't need to know all that. It is going to make this harder for you. The more detail, the worse it's going to be. Your brain is going to take every single solitary detail you learn learn. And every time you make a step towards healing, feeling better, letting down the walls, your brain is going to get pissed off that you are not trying to protect yourself, and it's going to throw one of those facts and hit you in the back of the head. We do not need that, okay? So instead of doing that, let me give you a different thing to do. I'm trying to tell you, go ahead and get yourself this game. It's like $30. It's on Amazon. Buy it. It's a good investment in your relationship. You can sit down. Some of these questions are a little triggering. Yes. However, you can skip them. If you feeling like, oh, that might be a little triggering for them, or they feel like it's a little triggering for you, you can look each other in the eyes for 10 seconds and pass on it. But there are really good questions in here that are better than the questions that you want to ask. Those questions about all the details, they're not going to help you. They don't help you heal. And they're just going to make you miserable to find out the answers. But these questions, if you find out the answers to a lot of these questions, you're going to feel better. You're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I never thought that he knew that he felt like that about our relationship. So let me give you a couple of these. Do a quick shuffle. All right. Let's see. This is number 1. It says, what do you think the biggest challenge I face is regarding our relationship? What do you think is the biggest challenge I face regarding our relationship? What do you think is the biggest challenge I face regarding our relationship? What is the biggest challenge I face regarding our relationship? Might be you get that to ask him, might be he gets that to ask you. But either way, good question, right? Biggest challenge, addressing it, figuring out what it is, that's an important thing. That's better than asking one of those questions to fill in those blanks, to try and figure out why. You're not going to know why completely somebody else did something dumb. You're not going to be in their brain enough to be able to make it make sense. So there's no need to do that. These are better questions. All right. Next one is, how has our relationship changed over time? That's a good one. How has our relationship changed over time? And how has our relationship changed over time? And one more for the road. When you think about us, what comes to mind? When you think about us, what comes to mind? When you think about us, what comes to mind? All right? And those are much better questions to ask, right? Isn't that a much better set of questions to ask? Something better to think about than all the details of all the things that he did wrong? Yeah, I think so. I want you to start replacing those questions with these questions. Honestly, while you're healing, if you could possibly check your language enough to stop asking questions altogether. Not even, how are you doing today? Change it to, hope you're doing well today. Because the way that our brains are set up, we start asking those questions and it starts to lead us down a path. And then all of a sudden we're in the middle of an argument and we don't know how we got there. So if you are working on telling your brain, no, we're not asking questions right now. We're going to make statements. We're not going to get caught up in asking things right this second, and actually change the way you are forming communication in your brain. It'll change the way that your brain works. You will think of different things to say than the typical things that you would say and the destructive things that will cause you all to argue. All right? All right. Give you the information. All right. This is good stuff. All right. Let's go. Okay. All right, let's see. So I got questions. If you are here with me right now, you know I want to answer your questions. So come on and come talk to me, all right? Let me know what you got going on. But we've got questions posted in the group already. So, go to it. There we go. So if you got anything, let me know. I definitely want to answer you. try and give you all the information that you need. I am not gatekeeping any information here. I'm going to tell you everything I know about healing after infidelity. I'm going to tell you everything that I figured out, everything that I've seen work. I will tell you all about it. Just ask me. All right. Oh, can't do it all in an hour, but I try very hard to answer all questions. Oh goodness. Oh, found another scammer while I was looking through. All right, there we go. Get rid of them. And they always steal people's pages. I think they're really stealing real people's pages, and I feel bad because I'm like, I hope that this wasn't a person who really did need to be in this group, but a scammer stole their page, and so now they can't get to us because I block them. So I ban them and block them from the group. They can't find it again. So I hope that it's not real people that really need it, but most of these people are posting these things. All right, let's see. Question number 1. Matter of fact, Angela, you are here, so go ahead and answer your question for you. Angela is our wonderful moderator, and she's getting ready to spend a little time away from her honey. We're going to talk about it, Angela. She said, how do we deal with an extended time away from the wayward spouse due to work? I leave Sunday and won't be home until Friday evening, and I will have to do that for 6 weeks with limited contact each day. We're meeting halfway one night each week to eat together. Girl, you're doing like all the things that you can do. Like you are planning in meeting together. You will contact each other when you're able to, but you're working, you're doing your thing, you are getting your bag, you are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You can't check up on him all the time. This is one of those areas where you're gonna have to just have trust in him, and you all have been doing well. So take all of that and just take it with you and say, okay, this is a time where I cannot help but be away. So I have to trust. I am choosing to trust. So every day, affirmations. I trust my baby. My beloved is exactly where he is supposed to be, doing exactly what he is supposed to do, just like I am, consistently telling yourself the good things, okay? You all are going well. You don't think that he's been doing anything untoward, and you can trust him for this period of time. You're going to be away during the week. You're going to be together during the weekend, though. So it's not like, you're going to be completely away from each other for 6 whole weeks. You're going to leave on Sunday, won't be home until Friday evening. Okay, then we'll do that again. Make sure that you're spending lots of good time together when you are together. If you're mad about something, if you are tweaked and feeling a little some kind of way, do not talk about it on the weekends that you are together. Screw it. Until this is over, we are not discussing any problems, okay? We are happy. We are well adjusted. We are doing well. If we have a problem, we're going to write it down, and we're going to talk about it after this difficult part is over, because it's already going to be hard enough not being together. It's difficult for me. I don't like being away from my husband for even a whole night. So I can imagine what it's like to be gone for an entire week away from him. But whatever problems, if you are perturbed about anything, go ahead and write that down in your journal. And then when you see each other, screw that. We are just going to be happy together. We are going to enjoy this short amount of time we got together. We're not going to sit here and argue just because the tension has built up. That's what the problem could be, is you leave, okay, you go through this whole week. You're going to be busy, so it's not going to be as stressful as you think it's going to be, as you are working through your week, doing what you need to do, doing your training and everything. You're not going to be as focused on him. You'll be able to reach out to him, talk to him about your day during the evening and everything. But that first weekend, it can be a little bit much, okay? Because we've been working and doing the thing all week, and now all of a sudden we have this time and we're together, and now I can freak out, because that's what it is. Your brain is like, well, I can't freak out because we're doing something, we're working, but now that we're back together again, let me go ahead and freak out. Just be aware of that. Does that make sense to you, Angela? To just try and make sure that those times that you are together in between these weeks, is really good time. It's quality time. We're not trying to get overwhelmed either. Don't try and plan too much, trying to do too much when you're together. Let that be a time of rest and relaxation. Just be in each other's face and just kiss on each other and make love and eat good food together and watch comedies and just enjoy one another in that space. Because it's not very long. If you get home Friday, you got to leave again on Sunday. That's not a lot of time that you're going to have together. Those times are going to keep you floating. They're going to keep you going through the next week. Like, oh, we really had a good time together. We enjoyed one another. It was not as hard. Yeah, the week was long, but it wasn't quite as hard as I thought it was going to be. Okay, 5 more to go. And we float through this next week, have really great times on the weekend when you can. Does that make sense? Because you're already doing the thing. You are doing the thing. You are checking in with each other. You got all the other things, but yeah. He said, I'll probably be half dead. In 2015, I was so sick, I was almost bed confined, and now I'm going to the police academy. I won't have time to worry about it. Exactly. All during the week, you're doing stuff. You are going to be focused. It's not until, okay, I can see you again and things are calm that you're going to freak out about stuff. So you just got to remember all through the week, okay, yes, we are not freaking out. We are having wonderful times together. He is supporting me while I'm doing what I need to do. We are having a great run. This is one of those things that is going to show us that our relationship is strong. Our relationship is moving forward. We are doing well. So this is going to be a good thing. I know it's scary. I know it's weird to like leave them after they've done all this. It seems like, oh, can I trust you? But, that's how you trust again, is to actively do it. Like, there's no practice in trust except for trusting. So you got to be able to just go ahead and trust them, be away from them for a little while, wear yourself out doing this whole police academy thing, girl. And you are doing it, because I can't imagine trying to go through that training right now. But hey, I am all for it. If you are feeling it, I want you to be happy. I want you to do the things that make you feel fulfilled and happy. And remember that that's what this is. It's not just because, you got to do it. You're doing something that you want to do. You're excited about doing. So, carry that with you through this 6 weeks. It is not going to be as bad as you think it is. And hey, you my moderator, so if you need some help, if you need some guidance, if you need somebody to talk you down off the ledge, you message me, okay? I got you. We're going to get you through this week, okay? We're going to get you through. All right, fabulous. Let me know if you got any other questions about that, Angela. All right, and then let's see. Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie. You said, any tips on working through our own healing? We all have so much hurt. I'm doing my self-care and started journaling, working on my triggers we discussed last week. They are helping, but I am horrible about suppressing the pain and ignoring it, which we all know is so bad emotionally and physically. Yeah, we got to take some time to sit with it. We got to take some time to sit with, okay, that hurts. Yes, I'm feeling the pain, but I'm wondering, are you suppressing it or are you just accepting it? There's a subtle difference. It's like, okay, I accept that this hurts. I know that with a great love, there is going to be some great pain. That is how love works. You can't be hurt by somebody you don't care about. You're with somebody who loves you deeply, who you've let way down into your heart. So they absolutely could hurt you. They absolutely probably will, because most people, we mess up. So, all right, they've hurt you. But yes, I am glad that I love this much. I'm glad that, even in the pain, even as I am doing my breathing and letting it be and letting it start to fade on its own. I'm not trying to rush it. I'm just trying to let it be and let it go. As that is happening, I am also grateful. I cannot believe that I found a love like this. I can't believe that I found somebody that I'd be willing to forgive for cheating. You all, last week in the group, it was a thing about, well, if he's not doing the things, then you shouldn't want to stay. And for me, with my husband, I found the one. I found the person. And no, he wasn't doing the things that I wanted him to do. No, he wasn't doing the fixing. But I didn't need him to start. You don't need them to start, okay? You don't need them to start with it. You can start it, and then as you're starting to heal, as you're starting to show that you know you have those skills, you are getting your emotions in control, you're going to be showing him what to do too. He's going to start to participate in it, but you got to start. You got to be doing the thing. You got to be accepting the fact that this is a person that you love and you are willing to forgive them. And forgive yourself for that, okay? Don't give yourself such a hard time about that. You don't have to keep on making yourself suffer because other people would judge your situation. Everybody is going through something, okay? Everybody has something that they could be judged about that they are going through. You're no different than everybody else. You got that? You can't be sidetracked by that. Don't be sidetracked by what they're saying. Stick to, this is the person that I love, and all of the emotions are welcome. Because if I didn't feel pain, would I really understand what the love was? Like, you got to be able to see the contrast. Contrast is important. If you have a good feeling, but you only have a good feeling, you don't know how wonderful that good feeling is. You have no idea because you haven't felt a bad feeling. You have not experienced what it's like to be absent of that good feeling. So we've got to be appreciative of all of the feelings. Let it simmer, let it be there, pay attention to it, but don't get lost in it. That's what it is, Stephanie. Don't get all lost in the pain. You can keep moving forward. You can keep on going. You have already made up your mind. You are a soldier for this relationship. This is what you are doing. I'm fully backing you on that. If you want to go forward, go forward. You don't have to keep on digging up pain to make this valid. Does that make sense to you? Like, we don't have to keep on living and dwelling in the pain to say that we healed. Okay, yeah, I'm hurting, yes, but I'm going to do the actions of a person who is healing, moving forward, doing the things that is going to make them feel better. If you are doing that, you are actively healing, and that's okay if you're not just focused on the pain in the moment because you're actively healing. If you are suppressing it, just pushing it down and not thinking about it and not dealing with it, it's very hard to get your emotions under control. It's very hard for you to gather it all up and make it like dealable. if you're not letting some of that emotion surface and feeling some of it, it just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger as you're not dealing with it, and then all of a sudden it rolls right over you. We don't need that. We're already going through enough. So, I think that people kind of feel like if they are moving forward, then that means that they are not that they're suppressing it, they're pushing it down, and that's not necessarily so. You can feel the pain, you can acknowledge it, but you can still be moving in the direction of healing. If you're doing that, you're not suppressing it, you're just working on it. If you're just not moving in any direction and you're just sitting there and miserable all the time and sad and feeling bad but not really making any moves, okay, yeah, that's suppressing it. That is pushing it down, and that's not healthy for you. Does that make sense? He said, Stephanie said, no, I completely ignore it. I shut off my emotions. I'm very bad about shutting off all my emotions, both good and bad. That's called dissociating. That's what that is. It's a psychiatric condition. You don't want to keep on doing that to yourself. Got to feel your feelings. Got to feel the good stuff. Got to feel the bad stuff. Like, that is what we are here for. We are on this planet in a physical realm, in a physical body, to be able to experience physical sensations. And emotions are physical sensations. They come from inside of us. So you are supposed to be experiencing all of the feelings, okay? Do not push them down. Do not suppress them. Feel them all, but just don't get stuck in them, That's the whole key. Just feeling them, enjoying them, understanding how wonderful and amazing and miraculous it is to have these feelings, but don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in, oh, I'm just miserable and I'm just sad and I'm just angry all the time. Don't get stuck there. Don't unpack and live there. That's the whole thing. All right. Does that make sense to you, Stephanie? Don't want to shut your emotions off. There's a thing, I think it's on TikTok now. All the reels and stuff, they blur together for me, but it's the Vampire Diaries. In the Vampire Diaries, they were able to cut their emotions off, and it's Klaus Michelson saying, "Cut it off," and then they just like shut down and like dissociate. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're shutting down your emotions. But in that show, what happened was when you shut down all the human emotions, you started doing wild stuff. So if you're shutting down your emotions, you are disconnecting from good information about the things that you should and shouldn't be doing. And so if you are not in connection with that, you will make mistakes. You will do things that you should not be doing because you are not listening to your emotions. You're not feeling them and letting them guide you and give you information if you're shutting them off. So it's not good for you. Once everybody cuts their emotions back on in the Vampire Diaries, then they got to deal with the fallout of everything that happened once they had shut it off. So we don't want to have to deal with the fallout of that, all right? You say, yes, thank you. I know that it's so bad to do. Yeah, just keep on trying to center yourself as you are doing your deep breathing. That is time to focus on, I am here. I am in my body. What am I feeling? And feel the feelings. As you are inhaling and exhaling, all of the feelings are not quite as intense. When you are doing your deep breathing, when you are focusing on it, it is not quite as intense to feel the feelings, and so then you can pay attention to that. And then, what we saw last week with the Tricky Sugars challenge, doing that butterfly hug. I'm trying to tell you, that's a good one right there. Crossing your arms over your shoulders and patting, fluttering your fingers over your arms and paying attention to your feelings, thinking about how you feel, thinking about the trauma. You can do it when you're doing this, because that physically grounds you into your body. And so now I'm not just loose in a memory. I am here. I am awake. I am aware. I am not in any danger. This is what happened. I can process it easier now. So do that. Sit down, pay attention. He's like, so that's why I'm doing stupid things, because I shut everything off. Wow, revelation. That's why. That's exactly why. When you disconnect from your emotions, you are not getting all the information you need. Your emotions are here to serve you. They are not supposed to be just running wild and making your life miserable. They're supposed to be telling you things, giving you information about memories, information about things in the future, things that you want to know, things that you need to know. It is trying to tell you things when you are feeling emotions. So if you just shut yourself away from them and completely disconnect, they cannot give you that good information. And then, you're going to do some dumb stuff. You're going to do dumb things because you are all just, you're not even like really in touch with yourself. You are dissociated. You are separated from who you really are. You're just kind of along for the ride. And no, you don't want to do that. When you're along for the ride in your own brain, when your brain is traumatized, guess what will happen? You'll do the wrong things. You will be absolutely miserable doing the wrong stuff until you get back in contact with your emotions. Your emotions aren't bad, Stephanie. Be in contact with them. Let them help you. Let them guide you. Don't try and hide from them, because once they rebound on you, boy, it's rough. It's rough. And then coming out of that and like coming back to yourself, then you got to be like, ooh, yeah, to all the people that I kind of screwed over during that period of time, my bad. That was my fault. Apologies to you. You got to be all humble about it then. So, it's a good thing. Just remember, just trying and be in your body, feel your emotions. They are not bad. They are not bad at all. Your feelings are your feelings for a reason. You are supposed to feel them, good and bad. They all give you information. They all tell you what you need to know. So if you're not listening to them, so because you're so dissociated from them, you're missing stuff. You're missing out on parts of this life. And I want you to have all of these parts of your life back. Trauma does that. Trauma kind of like makes it so you don't remember things, and parts of your life are taken away. And we gotta come out of that. We got to be here and participating in our lives so that we can feel like, okay, yeah, bad things might happen, but I'm in control of myself. I can do this. I'm okay. You know? Let's see. Any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Anything going on that we must talk about, we must deal with today? Well, let me tell you, my sister had a baby, so I got another niece. I got a whole bunch of nieces. My brother has 12 kids. My brother has 12 children. I think it's 4 girls. I think that's right. I think that's what it is. But yeah, my baby sister had I'm probably gonna be my last niece. Probably gonna be my last one, and she's just the cutest thing. She's 7 pounds, 7 ounces. Just came out just calm and cool and collected, like she had been here before. So I've been excited. I've been getting pictures and it went on for a couple of days now. So I wanted to tell y'all about it. All right, let's see. That's my good thing. That's my Thirsty Thursday. There you go. This week I became an aunt again. I got a whole bunch of nieces and nephews, boy. Tell you. I have a nephew that just graduated as a doctor of pharmacy. So I got like a less than a week old niece, and I have a grown set of nieces and nephews. So it's amazing. All right, let's see. Any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? You know I'm going to ask. I know. Oh Lord, it's another one of these. The narcissists, and anybody. Okay, let me just say this. Okay, you cannot diagnose somebody as being a narcissist. I know that we want to. I know that we've been talking about that a lot. I know people are really online and saying all of these things about, oh, he's a narcissist. Okay, you can't diagnose that. I was a nurse for 22 years. If I could diagnose people, trust and believe, plenty of people would have been diagnosed. But guess what? You can only do that if you're a doctor. You can only do that if you're a doctor. So do not be diagnosing people with narcissism, okay? Just because they do selfish things does not necessarily make them a narcissist. I have met 2 real life, like, narcissistic personality disorder, like had the actual diagnosis, had been in, enough care to know that was what it was. And honey, let me tell you, they start off weird. Okay, you would not have been able to miss that your boo was a little off, that they were a little strange, that they were a little wrapped up in themselves. You wouldn't have been able to miss it. They're just different. They're made different. Once they got that diagnosis, I'm trying to tell you, they're a lot different than just regular people walking around every day. They kind of make you uncomfortable, like automatically, because they're like they don't think of you as a person. So they're only really thinking about themselves as a person. So just being around a person like that, oh, there's something a little off about you. So yes, we need to stop doing that. We need to stop trying to diagnose people as narcissists. Most people do narcissistic things. They do the wrong thing. They do things that are selfish. They do things that are wrong, but that doesn't necessarily give them a psychiatric diagnosis. All right. If we want to start dealing with psychiatric diagnoses, we need to go to a actual psychiatrist. We need to go see somebody, the ones that can prescribe medicine, not the ones that just sit down and talk. Psychiatrists, not psychologists. It's hard to get into those right now. But a psychiatrist or a psychiatric nurse practitioner, those are the people that are going to be able to tell you, okay, actually what's going on with you, actually what's wrong. And they can only really do that if the person is telling the truth too. So sometimes things get missed. It's a little bit difficult to get those diagnoses down so that we completely understand exactly what we're dealing with. But it's an important thing. If you feel like you're dealing with a mental illness, that there's no reason for what they're doing, it's so weird, it's so out of character for them, you may be dealing with that. And it's okay to accept that, okay, yes, my partner does have some mental illness. There's such a taboo against having mental illness, but so many of us have it. And, depression and anxiety and all of that, that counts. So, as we're all going through this day-to-day life, dealing with our own mental crap, like, we got to be a little bit more loving and compassionate and allowing for other people who are dealing with the same type of mental health issues. As the world gets faster and faster, and it changes so much, people get more and more problems. People have more and more problems. And so as you're going forward in your life, you may have a change where all of a sudden you do need some psychiatric care, you do need some mental health care. So, I try to remind everybody to be compassionate about the mental health aspect. People do things because of their mental health, and when they get help, they're better. They don't do those stupid things anymore. So we just got to understand that about our partners. My husband has bipolar disorder. I know that he is ill. I know that he could cheat again. I am aware of that. I know that as a part of the diagnosis that he has, hypersexuality is one of the things, and reckless behavior is one of the things. So I know that it is possible, but we have been working together on our relationship, and we have been working together on his mental health. And so, he's in a much better place mentally, so I don't have to worry so much about that. But I do know the signs and symptoms of when he's not feeling well mentally. So, I keep a lookout for those. I try and understand what's going on with him and say, okay, well, it is not about, oh, he just wants to cheat. It is about there is that imbalance in his brain is causing him to do things that are completely inappropriate because that's what his brain does. So, if you do have somebody who has a psychiatric disorder, including somebody who is a narcissist, that is a real life psychiatric diagnosis. If they have that, it is not that they are it's just you and you're just so miserable and you're just such a horrible person that they want to cheat on you. It's not that. It's something wrong with their brain. There's something actually wrong with the way that their brain functions, and so they may not do the right things. That happens. So if you're going to be saying, oh, my husband is a narcissist, you got to understand that in the terms that, okay, this is a mental health problem. There is help for it, and we can work on that. But it is a real thing, and I can't stay pissed off at you because you've got a mental illness. That's one of the whys that you really can't help. If you are sick, you are just sick. I worked as a nurse for a very long time, and if you're sick, you're just sick. It's nothing you can do to change it. You can't just be like, oh, I don't want to be sick anymore, and wave a wand and you fix. It doesn't work like that. And the same thing goes for mental illness. So, and a lot of people cheat whether they're mentally or physically ill too. Either way. All right. Coming up on the end of this hour here. Glad that you all were with me. I love talking about this stuff with you. If you got any other questions or you're checking this out on a replay, go ahead and post your question. I will try and answer everybody. I'm getting ready to take down everything from the Tricky Triggers Challenge last week, so that's going to all be gone. I am very glad that everybody joined me for that, and I can't wait to do the next challenge, so you can join me for that. And I think that's about it. So we'll go ahead and end it with our affirmation. Now, remember, an affirmation is what you tell yourself. It doesn't matter if it's a positive affirmation or a negative affirmation. If you tell yourself, oh, he always hated me and he never loved me and he was just looking for a reason to cheat on me, that is an affirmation. You are affirming to your brain that you are unloved and unwanted. And okay, that might be great in the moment, but do you really want that to be true? Do you want your brain believing that? I don't think so. That doesn't help. So, we're going to come up with a new affirmation. Tell yourself a positive this week instead of that negative, keeping your eye on that. All right? So, today I make a difference. Today I will stay focused, work hard, and do my very best at everything I do. I like that one. Today I make a difference. Today I will stay focused, work hard, and do my very best at everything I do. Today I make a difference. Today I will stay focused, work hard, and do my very best at everything I do. I think that is an excellent affirmation for the week. So, keep that in mind. Today I make a difference. And tell yourself those positive things during the day. Do not keep on telling yourself a negative story. Tell yourself a good story. Tell yourself the exact opposite story of that monstrous story that is going on in your mind. Whatever it is that your monster is telling you in your brain, tell that monster the exact opposite story. Oh, he never loved you. No, he loves me more than anybody on the entire planet. I know it. I feel it. I claim it. You can't tell me that he doesn't love me. Genuinely telling yourself the opposite of whatever negative thought is going on in your head. Tell yourself the opposite of that. Be working on that. Affirm the positive. Okay? All right. That's it. That's all I got for you today. If there are no more questions, I don't think there are. I don't see anything else. Somebody posted in this group. They were like, "Oh, someone messed to you on Tinder. That looks like what you call it. That looks like spam. That looks like they were just trying to get you to come on to Tinder." But I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. All right, that's it. That's it. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I am glad to be with you. I'm glad to tell you all of the stuff. All right. He said, I hate the new narcissist label. I know, right? It's such a pain. I don't know why people just got all stuck on that. But we all do narcissistic stuff. Let's not diagnose one another with psychiatric illnesses unless we actually have some evidence of that. Okay? All right, y'all. That is it. I will talk to you again next week. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday for the Healing Hour Live. In the meantime, don't do what the fear tells you to do. Tell it a completely opposite story and believe that story, all right? And I love you, and I'm very, very proud of you. And I will see you again next week, all right? Bye. Bye to y'all on Instagram. And bye over here on Facebook and YouTube.